Okay, good morning class. Sa video na to, ituturo ko kung paano sagutan ang inyong module day 2. Okay, so I'm going to present now my presentation. Okay, so unahin muna natin yung sa MELC. So, ito yung ating objective, well-defined cardinality of set. And we're going to describe a well-defined cardinality of set, including the finite, infinite, the equal set, and equivalent set. Okay, so ito sasagutan ninyo sa inyong mga notebook. You're going to read the item carefully, write the letter of the correct answer in your notebook. So, this will serve as your pretest. Just to assess you kung ano yung inyong mga prior knowledge bago natin talakayin ang inyong aralin. Then let us have this activity. Define and calculate. Determine whether the following collections are well-defined or not. If well-defined, determine the cardinality. So, in my first video, diniscuss ko sa inyo yung pagkakaiba ng well-defined at saka not well-defined. I-identify lang ninyo to kung yan ay well-defined. Kung yan ay well-defined, ilang element meron. Yun yung sa cardinality. Okay, next. Tayo. Okay, so let us have this another activity. Observe the group of object figures 1 and 2. Ito yung figure 1 natin. Ito yung figure 2. You will notice that there are two groups in each figure. Your tasks are given below for you to follow. So ito yung gagawin natin. So, do the following in figure 1 and figure 2. Assign distinct letter from the English alphabet to name each set. So, i-name natin tong set na to. Magkaiba dapat yung pangalan ng set. Kung dito man ang gagamitin natin dito ay set A, ang name ng set nito ay set A, dapat iibahin natin yung letter nito, yung name ng set. Ganun din po dito. Then, describe the set by verbal description. In my first video, diniscuss ko sa inyo kung paano mag-illustrate ng set gamit yung verbal description. Then, list down the element. Okay, so, ililista natin kung ano yung mga element dito sa set na to. Ayan. Siguro naman readable sa inyo yung inyong mga module. Ayan. Then, we have the fourth one. Determine how many elements are there in each set. So, yun yung cardinality. Bibilangin ninyo kung ilang element or ilan yung object dun sa set. Dito, ilan yung element na nakikita. Then, guide questions. Ito yung sasagutan natin. Number 1, are all the groups well-defined? Bakit? Bakit siya well-defined? Were you able to verbally describe the sets in each figure? If no, bakit? Anong reason? Bakit hindi nyo ma-describe? Then number 3, were you able to list all the elements? Take note, all the elements in all set in each figure. So, nailista ba ninyo lahat ng element? Since you are asked to list them all. List down the elements, sorry. Then we have number 5. Compare the set in figure 1 and set in figure 2. So, we're going to compare these two sets. Letter A. In figure 1, can you determine the right away the number of elements, yung cardinality? What do you call the set? Anong tawag ninyo dito sa set na to? Were you able to determine the cardinality or the number of set immediately? Okay, so letter B. In which figure did you have a hard time to determine the number of elements? Saang figure kayo nahirapan para ma-determine yung number ng element or yung cardinality? Okay, from figure 1, what are the set with the same number of element? What do you call this set? Yan, yung sasagutan natin mamaya yan. Discuss natin, of course, in separate video. So, anong tawag natin? Asan dito sa figure na to yung parehas ang bilang ng element or object sa figure 1. Then, for number 7, if two set will have exactly the same element, what relationship exists between the set? Yan. Kung yung dalawang set ay same yung element, anong tawag natin dun sa set na yon? Okay, so yan yung pagsagot sa what's new. Next, let us have this. Okay, so I'm going to make a separate video for finite and infinite, then another video for equal and equivalent set para hindi masyadong mahaba itong video natin. Then, let us have this. What's more? The mind's eyes. Observe the element inside the square. Which square below has the most common or equal with the square on the left? Which square below are merely equivalent with the square on the left? So, ito yung figure natin sa left. Identify natin kung alin dito yung almost the same. Equal dun sa square na nandito. I-determine lang natin. Yan. Ginagawa na to ng elementary student. Yung hanapin yung parehas. Bibilugan. Then we have the anadroms. So itong anadroms na to is a word which forms indifferent word when spelled backward. Pagpabaliktad yung spell. When you list down the letters and the number of letters in each word, the result will be the same. So they are considered as equal set. Create your own. Make as many as you can. So determine kayo or mag-identify kayo ng mga words na kung saan pagka in-spell ninyo backward, you will have the same number of element. Wala kayong dadagdag the letters. You can be able to form another word from that word. Example, stress. If you are going to spell this backward, that will become deserts. So kung mapapansin niyo kung ano yung mga letters dito, yun din yung makikita dito. Pinaliktad lang yung spelling. So this is considered as equal set. Yung equal set sa equivalent set, tuturo ko sa separate video ko. Then we have letter B, parts and straps. Pabaliktad lang po. Then we have bats and stubs. Then part 2, the mind's view. Let's have this set. So, ang gagawin nyo dito, ililist down ninyo mga element using the roster form. So, the months having 31 days. Ano yung mga months na merong 31 days? Then, the cardinal numbers, ilan yung months na yon na merong 31 days. Then, you're going to identify kung yan ay finite or infinite. I-check lang ninyo. Itong finite saka infinite, i-discuss ko to sa isang video ko. Itong cardinal number, na-discuss ko na to sa second video. Then, the roster form in my first video. Then, we have the set of all multiple of 7. Pagka sinabing multiple of 7, ano yung mga multiples ng 7? 7, 14. We're going to multiply this given number 7 by our counting numbers to identify kung ano yung mga multiples. 7 times 1, 7 yung multiple. 7 times 2, 14. Yan. Yung mga multiples. 7, 14, 21, so on. Then the set of even whole numbers less than 13. So, yung mga even whole numbers natin na mas mababa sa 13. Take note, kapag whole numbers included yung 0. Then, the set of grade 7 subject in your school. Ano yung mga subject natin? Then, we have the set of odd numbers greater than 9. Okay, next. Okay, so what I can do. Activity 1, sit especially for you. In your classroom, there are a certain number of seats. A bunch of students enter the room and the teacher asks them to be seated. After a quick look around the room, the teacher declares that there is a bijection between the set of student and set of seat. Itong dalawa. Where each student is paired with the seat they are sitting in. What the teachers observed in order to reach this conclusion was that A. Ito yung naging conclusion niya. Every student was in a seat. Ibig sabihin, walang nakatayo. No student was in more than one seat. Okay, so walang student na gumagamit ng dalawang silya. Letter C, every student had someone sitting there. Every seat had someone sitting there. Walang bakanting upuan. Number 4, no seat had more than one student in it. Okay, so walang upuan na merong dalawang estudyanteng nakaupo. The following are the question to be answered. Number 1, what is the conclusion of the teacher with regards to the cardinality of the set of student with that of the number of seat without having to count either set? Ano yung napansin ng teacher dun sa number ng student towards dun sa number ng seat? Mas marami ba yung student sa number of seat? Kung pares lang ba? Or, ano yan? Number 2, is it of the set finite or infinite? Nabibilang ba yung student o di kaya yung seat? O di man kaya hindi ito kayang bilangin ng teacher? Explain. Bakit? Number 3, are the two set equivalent set or equal set or both? Explain. Yung set ba na yon ay equivalent? Pag sinabing equivalent, they have the same number of element. Yung bilang ng student pareha sa bilang ng silya. Kapag ka-equal set naman, dapat same yung element. Yung student na yun is the same as the seat. Definitely it's not. Okay, so using your own words, what do you mean by bijection based on the scenario? And lastly, we have the assessment. May additional activity pa pala, sorry. Sa assessment, you're going to read each item carefully, write the letters of the correct answer in your notebook. So, sasagutan nyo to. Magbibigay ako sa aking susunod na video yung example nito kasi medyo mahirap. Dito kasi insert an element so that the two sets will have the same cardinality. Mag-insert tayo dito ng element para maging parehas yung kanilang number of element. Itong set A at saka set B. Ano yun? Okay, so I'm going to give you an example regarding that. Next, last, additional activity. So dito, sa letter A, we're going to list down the element of each of the following set. State the number of element in each set. Okay, so number 1, bawat to, the days of a week starting with the letter T. Ano yung araw na nagsisimula sa letter T? Yung Monday nag-start sa M, yung basta yon. The set of full number between 20 and 25. Between. So, ibig sabihin yan, 20 and 25 is not included. Only between 20 and 25 are part of this set or belongs to this set. The set of full number less than 0. Meron ba ang tanong? Okay, so meron naman tayong tinatawag na universal set, yung null set. Ano ba yung null set? So, yan. The set of prime numbers greater than 5 but less than 15. Okay, so ayan, in between. Mas mababa sa 5, mas laki sa 5 pero mas mababa sa 15. The set of type of feathers. So meron tayong 4, enumerate nyo yun. So sa ngayon nasa umulan kanina eh. Okay, decide whether the set is finite or infinite. So, identify lang ninyo kung ano to, kung infinite ba or finite. And next, letter C, decide whether the pairs of the set is equal or equivalent. So, identify ninyo kung ito ba ay equal or ito ba ay equivalent. Pagka same yung element, same yung number of element, then that is equivalent, equal. Pero pagka the same lang yung number ng element, yung bilang kung ilan yung element dito at same lang yung number ng element dito, pero magkaiba yung element, that is only equivalent. Dito sa number 5, the set of even whole numbers less than 10, so 10 is not included. The set of odd numbers less than 10. So, yan. Whole numbers including 0 yan. So, yan. Ano yun? Equivalent set or equal set? Parehas ba yung set ng dalawa o parehas lang yung bilang ng element? Okay, so that's all guys. Wait for ito yung tuturo ko sa susunod na video. Finite and infinite, equal set and equivalent set. Separate video.